The only word that you should be saying right now is action. The only response to seeing what has been happening in the Epstein files is action. Action is the only fundamental truth that we should base ourselves on. Because here is one thing that I want to tell you: the DOJ should be investigated themselves. They have been sitting on a pile of information. Fun fact: did you know that Donald Trump, his name is mentioned in the Epstein files more times than Harry Potter is mentioned throughout all 7 books? Because our system is not only incriminated in this, they are complicit in it at its finest. Both sides, both the Democrats and both the Republicans. Why? Because they are neoliberals. What is a neoliberal? A neoliberal is a Jeffrey Epstein. A neoliberal is the banks. A neoliberal is the elites. A neoliberal fundamentally is the system. And the only word that our system currently demands is action. And I have seen so many people put their heads in the sand like ostriches saying, I can't deal with this. No. The only response to a pedophilic ring of fear-mongering, occult ritualistic, is action. And we need to act. America was built on one fundamental truth, and this truth remains the truth no matter your political orientation, no matter where you come from, because the truth is this: wherever you come from, whoever you are, the second that you set foot on this soil, you are endowed with the right to fight. America was built on struggle. America was built on fighting. America was built on oppression. America was built on fighting oppression. And America, sadly, was also built on enabling it. And I say this: now is the time to fight it. Now is the time to call it out. Now is the time to say, I want to redefine what being an American means. Because if America means enabling such a system where these crooks and where these bastards and sons of bitches have taken control of the system, then screw it. I don't want to be this type of American. I want to be an American based on loyalty to the truth of making sure that oppression never happens. Because this is another truth. This is not an organization. Jeffrey Epstein was not an organization. He was part of a system. And the thing is, with systems, this system was so wide that there isn't a name for it. Until now. This system did not want to be named because it was so big, because there were levels to this. Jeffrey Epstein, sadly, was not the ultimate bad guy, and pedophilia, sadly, was not the worst that they were doing. They were doing far more worse stuff, dark stuff, occult type shit that I can't even say on camera because it is so bad. When I looked at the Epstein files, I puked because I was physically repulsed, and I could not look another human in the eye because it was so disgusting, and because I could not even comprehend that a human could do this. But this is the truth. What they were doing is not human. It is inhuman. It is infamy, and it is pure disgust. And the only response to that is rage. And here is the truth, the absolute truth. This was a network. And it is a network that is so wide that if you are rich, you know another person of another person of another person that was part of this. And it wants to remain nameless. Because the second that you give a name to an organization, to a network, you have a certain degree of understanding over it and power. And they want to see you powerless. And I say no. I don't want to see us powerless. I don't want to see us survive. I want to see us thrive. And so I say this. This is the name that we shall call them now: neoliberals. A neoliberal is the banks. A neoliberal is not the right, it is not the left, it is not the Democrats, it is not the Republicans, it is everything. It is all-consuming. It is the fundamental question which has propelled America forward, sadly, since all of this years, which is, what is in it for me? How can I gain more? It is a system that has bypassed the institutions that make us human. It is a system that has bypassed morality in itself. It is a system that has been propelled only by one thing: money. Money, and whoever says money says corruption. These people have more money and more power than you could ever comprehend. And so I say this. Enough to say that we are traumatized. You know who is really traumatized? The children. Children were traumatized. And now it is not the time to say I'm traumatized and I can't act. Now is the time to say The children were traumatized, and I must act because I will not let children suffer. What has been happening is wrong. And the only thing that is demanded of us right now is to call out this wrongness, to call out this corruption as a nation, as a whole. If we will not be united across parties, then maybe we should be united on this. United on the simple fact that what they did to children was wrong. And on this, I think that everybody can agree. Because if you disagree, you are not an American. Or sadly, you are the worst of America. And America should not be defined by its worst. It should be redefined by its best. America should be a place where not only wealth is redistributed, but so is morality. America should be a place not where people struggle, not where people survive, but where people thrive. Where children can walk in the street without a fear of this pedophilic ring. I am silenced because I am so outraged. And I'm disgusted because the only thing that I can do is say that I am outraged. And in these times, sadly, we demand more than saying that we are outraged. We demand action. We demand truth. We demand redistribution. We demand an end to elitism. We demand an end to neoliberalism. We demand an end to corruption. And now, if there is only one statement that should propel America forward, it should be an end to corruption.